Alright guys and gals out there, we're going to be talking about this Theorem RTA. This Theorem RTA is manufactured by Wismec and Jabo in collaborations with Suck My Mod. That's another channel on YouTube if you guys don't know. It's a nice 22mm atomizer. It has a 2mm capacity tank right here as well, and here's where your coils will be. Okay, you'll see all this in the close-ups. It has airflow similar to the indestructible RDA, if you have one of those, or seen reviews on those. It has a single airflow and a dual airflow option. I'll show you that little ring. And I like it. It's a nice little flavor atomizer. Again, 2mm capacity, so you will be filling it up a lot. What I mainly use this for is on the road. If I'm going somewhere, I usually run this little setup here. It's nice, it's light. Also, if I'm doing small errands around the house, like cleaning, doing dishes, something like that. And it's very nice. The flavor is very, very good. Without further ado, let's go to the close-ups and take this apart. Here's the Theorem RTA. Here's the box. Here's what it looks like. Yeah. Let's take a look at the box. See, so the Theorem's going to sit right there. You got the goodies. You have another tank, glass tank, and then you have this stainless steel kind of sleeve tank. I'll open it up and show you. This Theorem atomizer on the side there. It says Wismec. Designed by Jabo, inspired by Suck My Mod. And there's the QA check there. And then on the back it tells you what it all has. It comes with your Theorem atomizer, 2 airflow control rings, single and dual. I'll show you that. As the dual does have some nice airflow. Stainless steel lined glass sleeve, 2 notch coils. I actually came with one installed. I'll show you that soon. 3 silicone O-rings. This is cyan. It's more like a Tiffany blue. Extra screws, hex key user manual, and then kind of gives you a breakdown of the whole atomizer itself. Alright, so let's open this up real quick. Oh, there goes that. Since this popped out, this is that dual airflow. Like I said, this is very similar to the indestructible RDA kind of airflow. And here is the box. Here's all the things you'll get. So here is another tank. I love that they do that because I break my tanks all the time. So here in this little package you'll get this Allen wrench, as well as here's all your Tiffany blue or cyan O-rings. And if you can see that clear one right there, that is for the actual top cap, which I'll show you in a minute. And then there's a couple extra screws there. It also comes with this. Here's one of the notch coils here. As you can see, it comes pre-wicked. Here's what that notch coil looks like out of the package. As you can see, pre-wicked with some cotton. And you have your 2 leads coming out. And as you can see, they're kind of at a 90-degree bends and everything. So here's an up close of that. As you can see, it is kind of slotted there. Slotted for your pleasure. Sorry. It is about a 4 to 5 millimeter inner diameter, and this is made out of stainless steel. And I believe you can use it with stainless steel temp control devices. Please don't quote me on that. I don't have a device that can do temperature control with stainless steel, so I haven't tried it. I'm sure there's somebody else on YouTube that has. And as you can see, it comes with a generous amount of cotton, which you will have to cut. Here's that stainless steel sleeve that we were talking about earlier. It is a stainless steel sleeve with the little notches similar to the notch coil around a Pyrex tank. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to do this, but sometimes, as you can see, it is very flimsy, so you can squish it. It can be squished. In one of the videos I watched, I believe it was Vaping with Twisted 420, or Matt at Suck My Mod as well. They both said that this sleeve shouldn't come off or it's supposed to be attached. Well, as you can see, mine came right out. Now, I'm not sure if that's supposed to do that. Another thing that happened when I did run this tank with this sleeve and I did get a considerable amount more leaking than I have with the just a regular glass tank. I'm not sure why. The leaking mainly happened around here and obviously throughout the bottom. Yeah, it does look really cool, but please keep in mind that this can happen. I don't know if this is supposed to do that, if it's supposed to be press fit or what, but it does slide in and out. Alright, so here's that Theorem RTA. It comes with its own glass drip tip. I dropped mine and the glass drip tip broke. So this drip tip I have in here is one I believe I got from my Derringer RTA, a little tiny one, and it fits just fine. Any other standard 510 drip tips can fit in here as long as they're pressure fit. You can see the O-rings there. Just goes in, boom, works just fine. It's tight in there, it's not going to come out when I play with it. It's a 22mm atomizer. On the bottom, if you can see that, it says Wismec, designed by Jabo, inspired by SMM or stuff by Mod. Don't see any serial numbers. Gold-plated copper 510. It's around a peak insulator there. You can kind of see that, and it protrudes out from the this 510 connection here very nicely. So here it is in all its glory. There's your build deck there, your tank section down here, and on the back there, can't see, it is black, kind of like what Stuff by Mod and Twisted 420 said. Theirs was like white, I believe. This one is black. This is a black Delrin insulator. And now to actually take off and change your airflow, you must take off this drip tip. To take it off, comes off, and there is your airflow. As you see, there's one forward and one back. I have been rocking it with the single airflow, and with my dual vertical build, I usually put it in the back there. It avoids a little bit spit back, and I get a lot of really good flavor. If you want to change it, do that. Grab the dual airflow here, make sure the little notches are up top, and then put it to however you like. Once you have it there, similar to the indestructible, I like to hold it down with my fingernail. Boom. Airflow is now set. Take your drip tip. Boom. Good. Now, take this apart. So here's the top piece, top cap here. You can see that's a part of the airflow there. Mine's all blocked off using single airflow. And now airflow actually can run in through the back here. This does have a small little O-ring on there to help keep juice in. It works very well. I usually get no spilling into this back area. Very little, usually right after I fill it. And that's the top cap. Now let's talk about this section here. So as you can see, here is your glass tank without the top cap. That little notch will go inside of there and press fit in. Take this glass off. Glass comes off just very easily. You have to say though, once you replace it on, it is going to take a little bit to actually be able to take this on and off very easily. So here is everything disassembled. See how this my build deck there. I have two dual vertical coils, and this is very similar, also similar to the indestructible build deck. We're on the positive here. As you can see, it's kind of slotted. See a little bit better from the back. It's kind of slotted, so you can put some pretty decent sized wire in there. And here is the post holes for the negative. Again, pretty decent size. You can get some pretty decent coils in there. I haven't tried any. I have a 22 gauge Canthal, and I put those in there, and that works just fine. And you should be able to put in like your Claptons, fused Claptons in there without any problems. Here's what it looks like from the top down. As you can see, here's your little slots that you put your wick into. Very big. I suggest doing 2.5mm coils and above. If you do a dual coil, I suggest vertical, because horizontal would be just insane. There's no real way to do it. Dual coils any other way. but horizontal coils work just fine. Now, put this on an atomizer, pulse this up, wick it, juice it, and I'll show you how to do all that. It's about 0.55 ohms. I got about 42.5 watts right now. That works out just fine. Alright, how to wick this is very similar to how you would wick any other atomizer. Take your cotton here, 100% organic cotton. Slip this through the hole, like so. Take some tweezers here, pull it down. And what I do is I pull this all the way down to about there. And I'll show you why I do this soon. Pretty much, I do this so I can maximize the amount of cotton I have. And then you just do the same on the other side. There you go. As you can see, I have both of my wicks in there. And then, see, I still need to cut it a little bit more on the top, and then a lot on the bottom. So what I do is, I look at see where the bottom of the deck is. Roughly in the middle between these two O-rings, and just kind of measure it out. You don't want to put the wick all the way in the bottom, otherwise it won't wick correctly. I've done that before. I've usually just stuffed all this in there and it does not wick good. You'll get dry hits. So you usually want to cut it roughly there. Take my handy dandy scissors. Take this, snip. Boom. Boom. So take that and then stuff that right in. Just right in. If it's touching the deck a little bit, that's okay. But you usually don't want this. And the beauty of this is, if you mess up just a little bit, just pull this up a little bit. And there you go. And that's kind of why I like to leave a little bit there, so I can just pull it up just in case if I do it too low here. And just do the same thing on the other side. Alright, there you go. As you can see, this one, I think I cut it a little bit too short. I'll take my tweezers and just pull it down just a little bit. There we go. And now all I gotta do is just cut the top. What I like to do is leave just about that much up top. You don't want to do too much because then you'll start getting spit back in your mouth and that's not good. You want to do too little or else the juice won't flow all the way to the top and then you'll start getting burnt hits up here. So you want to do it just around there. Let's see if I can do this on camera. That, and then just boom. And there we go. That's usually just about right where I like it. And then just copy the same thing on the other side. Alright, there you go. A nice rule of thumb for this is if it is flush with the top of that positive post there. So just a little bit above. But if it's like that, then you have good wicking. And this should not give me any dry hits. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to put the Pyrex tank on, and it just slips right on, right there. Again, with this, just be careful when you do this a couple times because the O-rings will slip. It'll be really juiced up, and you won't really be able to move the actual deck. You'll just be moving the Pyrex tank. In there, we're going to juice this up a little bit. The juice I'm using today is Catatonic by Sick Boy. It is a very nice blueberry custard. When juicing this up, after you freshly wick it, you do want to prime your cottons in there. So I'm just take this and just kind of do little dabbies in there, as well as make sure I get the cotton up top. It's okay if you just kind of squirt this on top there. The juice will get soaked up by the cotton. Make sure you get all sides. There we go. Now that, okay, Okay, now that the coils themselves have been primed and wicked a little bit, now we're going to fill the tank section. And you do that by using that little hole in there. If you're using a unicorn bottle, such as this, where the little nubbin isn't quite that far, you might have some issues. Because when you try to stick this in there, this one just barely fits. Just barely. There are some unicorn bottles out there that are much smaller than this, so you might need to just blood your juice right on top there and then poke it down. But if you have a glass dripper bottle such as this, all you need to do is put this in the hole there and then just fill it up. Again, this is a 2 milliliter juice capacity, so if you are chain vaping this, you will run out of juice fairly quick. Right, and of that, as you can see, it's already saturating my wick there. Push this down, and that's about as much as actually I put a little bit more in there. Something that I saw on Suck My Mod's video as well as Twisted 420s is you take something similar to this. So this is the Allen wrench that came installed. What you want to do is add a little airflow channel here for the juice to get up. These are, I believe, 3 millimeter coils, so there is still some space in there from the cotton, but just in order for the juice to flow properly, you want a little bit of air there. So now we're all juiced up and wicked. Very nice. Now we're going to put our top cap on. Again, I have the back airflow. What you do is just line up that little notch there, the hole. And one thing to be taken account, it will not go unless it is all the way in there to make sure it's really straight. And then boom. I know that was kind of long, but that was the Theorem RTA. Let's go back up to face view and vape this. Theorem RTA, dual verticals at ohms out to about 0.55. I'm going to vape this at 37.5 watts. I have the single airflow option, and it's coming in through this side here. Let's vape it. Yes, yes. Very nice flavor on here. I am getting all the flavor I need. The dual airflow version can produce more clouds if you're really into it, but the flavor kind of goes down. It's still there though. Very good. And I believe that's due to the design of it, just how the airflow works. If you have airflow coming up here, as well as airflow coming in the side, it's just going to get all the flavor. Not to mention that your coils are right there, and here is your drip tip. So you have your coils, is where your mouth goes, boom, flavor. The only things I have to say is that this does not hold that much juice. So if you're going to plan on taking this on a trip or anything, have your juice on hand to refill this up. If you're driving with this thing for long distances, I don't really suggest that because, like I said, you will lose juice very, very quickly. As you can see, I only did about 3-4 hits since filling this in the up close, and my juice capacity is already down just a little bit. Now, if you wick this properly, you will not get any dry hits. I haven't yet on this RTA. Is it worth it? I would say yes. For the price point, yes. $36 on elementvape.com. I'll post a couple of links to shops that I've also found it at. $36, why not? This is a great flavor atomizer. The only things you might have to get is more coils, more and stuff like that, and I'll do a video later on about all the things you need to start building your own coils. But yeah, I definitely believe it's worth it. It's worth the hype that has gotten, not just through Suck My Mod's channel or other channels that have hyped it up. Again, I'm your average vapor, and I believe the hype was perfect for it. It wasn't saying that it's going to innovate the whole vape industry or anything like that, but it was hyped up as a great flavor atomizer, and it definitely is. So that's going to about wrap it up for this video. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you like. And you stay classy, YouTube.